Beneath Jerusalem's olive groves, something stirs. Archaeologists have uncovered a hidden chamber of ancient tombs carved deep under the Mount of Olives. The walls echo with secrets from 2 millennia ago. On one wall, a Greek inscription warns, "No human creature is immortal." Dust motes swirl in shafts of sunlight piercing the gloom. It feels like the dead themselves are watching. This is not just a burial cave, it's a threshold to something terrifying. The Mount of Olives carries a legacy of prophecy. The Hebrew prophet Zechariah wrote, "The Lord will stand on the Mount of Olives, and the mountain shall be cleft in two." Generations of believers have taken this literally. A vast Jewish cemetery has blanketed these slopes for millennia with over 100,000 graves. Each stone marks a life laid to rest here with the hope that when the Messiah comes, resurrection will begin on this mountain. The ground feels charged with expectation. Every grave facing east toward the city awaits that final dawn. This is why Jerusalem's sealed Golden Gate looms on the western ridge. In Jewish tradition, the Messiah will one day return from this hill and enter the city through the Golden Gate. The gate has been walled up for centuries, but believers say it will finally open when he arrives. Until then, it stands as a monument of suspense, staring down at the Kidron Valley where legend says the final judgment will happen. A gate, a mountain, and a valley are all tied to the ultimate reckoning. Christians see the Olives as the stage for Jesus' final drama. The New Testament records Jesus teaching his disciples on this hill and gazing down on Jerusalem from here. It was on the Mount of Olives that he gave the apocalyptic Olivet Discourse, warning of wars, earthquakes, and the coming end of the age. After his resurrection, he led his followers out as far as Bethany on the mount, then ascended into heaven. As Acts recounts, 2 angels told the bewildered disciples, "This same Jesus will come back in the same way you have seen him go into heaven." Many Christians take this promise literally. If Christ ascended from here, his feet may one day touch these olives again. For Muslims, the Olives also plays a part in the final saga. Islamic teaching tells of a bridge of judgment known as As-Sirat that will span from the Temple Mount to the Mount of Olives on the last day. Only the truly righteous will survive the crossing. Islam honors Jesus as Prophet Isa, who is foretold to descend at the end of time, confront the false Messiah, Al-Dajjal, and restore justice. A stone pillar by the Golden Gate even commemorates where that bridge will hang. In that moment of destiny, all 3 faiths converge on this ridge. But let us return to what we can touch. This rocky ridge is riddled with tombs and relics. Not far from Gethsemane, beneath the Church of All Nations, workmen recently found a Second Temple-era mikveh, or ritual bath, used in Jesus' time. For the first time we have archaeological evidence that something was here in the days of Jesus, said one of the excavation leaders. It's a small chamber, but it bridges legend and history. People were living and worshiping on this very soil 2,000 years ago. As we unearth these stones, we find the past creeping disturbingly close. North of the summit lies a site now identified as the biblical Bahurim. In the Old Testament, this was where King David's enemies, Shimei and Michal, lived, and cursed him during his flight. Archaeologists have traced the foundations of an Iron Age village there. In other words, long before Christianity or Islam, armies and kings walked these paths. Today you see nothing but scrub brush and stones, yet hidden beneath it is a village whose stones once heard David's fears echo through the hills. A shiver runs down the spine at the tomb of the prophets on the western slope. This rock-cut cave is enormous, a broad circular chamber with 2 long side tunnels. Medieval tradition held that it contained the bones of Haggai, Zechariah, and Malachi, though archaeologists date its original burials to the 1st century BC. Inside are dozens of ossuary niches where bodies once lay. Even now, a faint marble inlay glints in the flickering torchlight, and the same Greek inscription scrawled across the wall proclaims, "No human creature is immortal." More tombs shroud the lower slopes. Hike into the Kidron Valley and you enter a graveyard of monuments. Absalom's Pillar, a 70-foot conical tomb, marks the fictional grave of King David's rebellious son. Nearby stands the so-called Tomb of Zechariah, a pyramid-shaped shrine cut into the rock. The valley also holds the Tomb of Mary, the cave where legend says Mary Magdalene once prayed, and dozens of other rock-cut chambers. Each tomb has its own silence, but together they feel like doorways to another realm. On certain nights the wind seems to whisper through those tombs. It's said that people leave little piles of stones on many of these graves. That's an old Jewish custom. Some say each pebble keeps the departed soul near, others even believe the stones themselves will be used when the temple is rebuilt. Whatever the reason, the stones stare blankly at the cars on the highway below, almost as if warning that here, the veil between life and death is thin. There are also legends that chill the blood. Some whisper that hidden catacombs or secret libraries lie buried under the olives. These tales are not documented, no Dead Sea Scrolls have been found here, and no ancient ark has emerged, but the power of the idea lingers. If this hill truly is the hub of prophecy, maybe it guards a final secret. Perhaps it's just imagination, or maybe something truly lies beneath the floorboards of these churches and monasteries. In any case, all these signs weave a tapestry of dread. Every pilgrim and excavation only adds another thread. For millennia, priests and prophets have pointed to this place, saying, something extraordinary will happen here. And one prophecy looms above all. Zechariah's word still stands. On that day his feet will stand on the Mount of Olives, splitting the rock beneath. The image rises, the very earth opening at the Messiah's return. When, or if that happens, the olives will finally surrender their secret to the world. Until then, the mount sits silent and ominous, a sleeping giant in Jerusalem's story, holding its breath for the end.